What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back at you, your boy IEJ, and today I just wanted to see what it would be like for me to record a video without being on Twitch, without having chat on the screen. Even though, if you could see in previous videos, that my chat has been bots, Twitch. I need to fix that situation. I don't understand why there's so many bots in Twitch streams now. But I just wanted to see what it would be like for me to record a video on here, just to see what it would be like. Record a video, edit it, and upload it to YouTube. I've really been on my YouTube grind, and I feel like this would be fun. So let's get to the video. Today's video is a doozy. Look at this title. Teacher has with student, then blames the child. Case of Christina Formella. So, guys, grab your snacks, grab your popcorn, because this is going to be wild. Let me grab my camera, put it right here, and let's get started.
Formella, the woman and teacher that we're going to be discussing in today's video, was a 30-year-old teacher born in 1995 in Chicago, Illinois, to her parents and her older siblings, making her the youngest. Christina, all throughout high school, had a really big passion for specifically soccer. She was actually really talented at soccer. She played all 4 years at her high school, and then after high school went to Concordia University, where she got in on a scholarship for soccer, as well as majoring in education. And even in college, it was said that Christina was very talented at soccer and even won Athlete of the Week in November of 2016 for her efforts for the school's soccer team. And it was also in college where Christina would meet a man by the name of Michael, who was a part of the school's baseball team.
Ooh, this story is gonna be wild. She got a husband involved in this? Ooh.
Continued to date all throughout college and even outside of college as well. And it was said that Christina's dream one day was to work with specifically children in a school setting. And one of her biggest dreams was to be specifically a special education teacher. She said that it was her goal to try to make a very safe environment for kids to learn, and she just wanted to be a part of the teaching process of teaching
Right, a safe environment.
the next generation. So once Christina graduated Concordia with her degree in education at the age of 22, that's when Christina would go on to become a teacher's aide for a couple of different schools. And over the next couple of years during that time, she even got engaged to Michael. They moved in together, and they even had plans of having a destination.
Oh, I got so many questions. Was Michael involved? How did Michael feel about his girl messing with a child? I got so many questions, bro. I got so many questions.
Wedding in Italy that was set to happen just a few weeks away. And then in the year 2020, at the age of 25, that's when Christina finally got her dream job. She got a job at Downers Grove High School, close to Chicago, Illinois, and it was there where she became a special education teacher. And then about a year into her teaching there, that's when she became the soccer coach for the boys and girls soccer team. Now, she was
How was 2020 for y'all? For me, it was hell, man. Cause like I graduated in the class of 2021. So like 2020, I was I was in my junior year of high school, and I was finally getting my grades together and everything and all that. Everything was going smooth, and this got hit with the 19. Whole world went on shutdown. We had this type of learning that we have to do. Uh, like it wasn't virtual learning, but like what they did is that teachers would assign us a bunch of assignments, and then within those assignments, you just do how much you wanted to do, and whatever grade you had before the shutdown, you had that grade, but you can do extra assignments to help boost your grade. So that's what I did, and that's how the school year ended. But like going into school to 2020, it was virtual learning. Uh, Virtual learning was hell. Was hell, bro. Like I'm one of those students that can actually say that, like, yeah, like I did virtual school and I graduated from school virtually. Well, not virtually. We're able to have an actual ceremony and everything and all that, but like that actual learning like I had to do was virtual. They did end up opening schools at towards the end of 2020, but everybody wanted had to wear a mask, but I wasn't trying to do that because my mother has health problems, so I wasn't trying to go to school. But yeah, 2020 was a rocky year. Yeah, man.
Wasn't the main soccer coach. She was kind of one out of many that they had for the team, but she was actively engaging with the girls and the boys on the soccer team. And it seemed like Christina's life at this point was doing really, really well. I mean, this is kind of a life that a lot of people dream of, to have a loving fiance to come home to every day, a home of your own to come home to every day. She was working her dream job, a job that she's been working so
And she not lying, bro. I wish I had a fiance right now that I can go home to every day, like right now. Like I wish I could live the dream.
so hard for, a job that she worked all through college to achieve, and now she finally has it, and she has all of this at just the age of 25. And on top of that, she was even having her wedding in Italy. And so again, this is kind of a life that a lot of people work really, really hard to achieve, and
Yeah,
sometimes for
yeah.
people it's the dream to have this sort of life. But unfortunately for Christina, this just wasn't enough for her. Behind the scenes, Christina was actually having a full on relationship with a 15-year-old student
Oh my gosh, bro. It wasn't. Oh my gosh, bro. A full-on relationship. Okay.
named Anon. Now, his name isn't actually Anon, but due to privacy, since he is still a minor, I will just be referring to him as Anon, kind of like an abbreviation of anonymous. So
Anonymous. Okay. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I don't know what's up. Like through the whole, it's like a whole epidemic of PDOs, bro. Like after the whole entire EDP situation, is I just been seeing a whole fluctuation of like just straight up pedos all over the internet, man. There's like a whole epidemic. Like it is wild. It's just wild, dude. Like it's not only happening like on dating apps, it's happening within our schools, bro. Which is terrifying. Straight terrifying, man. Like just straight up diabolical and wild.
So for the rest of the video, I will be referring to him as Anon. And so Christina met Anon because he was a part of the boys' soccer team. So through that, that's where Christina and Anon started to talk. But then over time is when Anon had unfortunately suffered a sports injury where he had broke his collarbone and he couldn't play
Mm,
soccer anymore. So after this, since Christina didn't really see him at soccer practice anymore, that's when she suggested to Anon that she would become his tutor, and she could tutor him after school to make sure that he's keeping up with all of his grades, so that when he is able to make it back on the soccer team, all of his grades are up to par and he just be able to continue into the season. And it was in late 2023 when Christina would get this approval. So at this point, she's at the age of 28 years old. And
right.
so she gets the approval to become his after school tutor and begins tutoring Anon mostly every day after school.
Yeah, tutoring. I wonder what she was doing tutoring. What are you actually tutoring this little boy to do, man?
Now, at first, Christina and Anon's interactions with one another was just kind of friendly, but a little bit flirtatious on Christina's side. And their first line of contact between Christina and Anon was actually through a message portal that was done by the school. So,
Uh-huh.
usually, these private messaging services are only used for students.
I had private messaging, but like it was the way that I did it was like it was through email. Like I would just like email the teacher this, that, and a third. I need help with an assignment, or I'm not able to turn this assignment in on time. Can I have extra time to turn this assignment? Like things like that. Things like that.
To let their teachers know about school related things, like if you need an extension on a certain assignment or
Right, right.
project, or if you
Exactly what I
accidentally
was
turn
saying.
something in that you weren't supposed to. And so usually that's what these private messages were used for. And as for Christina and this 15-year-old boy, the beginning of their conversations were mostly just about school. It was about his schoolwork and his tutoring, and if he had any questions about the schoolwork, he would message Christina directly. But it wasn't until the end of their conversations of this platform that it started to turn a bit flirtatious, especially on Christina's side. And this is
Flirtatious, and I bet that shit was freaky too, man.
something that you'll see a lot in these sorts of situations, with the adult always engaging in this contact first just to see how the child responds. And I will get more into studies that I found about the developmental mind when you are a minor. In adult and minor relationships, there is a lot of trauma that happens to the minor, a lot of trauma that they may not realize that they're going through, and
Right.
even a lot of trigger patterns that you set up as a young child due to this relationship. There's a lot of responsibility on the child to keep up a adult relationship as a child. And if your brain
Yeah, that gotta be frustrating on a child, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a grown man. I'm a 23-year-old man, and like the thought of a relationship right now and like the situations that I'm in, well, I'm not in like dire situations. Like I'm over here just trying to make enough money so I can move out and such and such. But like having a relationship right now, especially through my experience, like after like me and my girlfriend broke up, and I think it was like 2020, I've been going on like date I was using dating apps. Like I was using dating apps last year. But like every girl that I met was trying to find a way to get their bills paid, bro. If it wasn't that, it was them trying to get help from me to help pay for their child. Like I would match with a lot of girls that had children because like that I live in Norfolk, so like that's just like a common thing. But like they'd be like, "Oh, my baby needs money for food. Can you help pay for food?" Or, "Oh, I don't have enough money and my check didn't come in. Can you help pay for my DoorDash?" Or, my child needs to go to a doctor's appointment and I don't have a vehicle right now. Could you Uber me my child to the doctor's appointment?" Just stuff like that. And like I just need someone that's gonna be level headed and like chill. But like right now, like with today's society, that is way too much to ask for. For some reason, it's way too much to ask for. So I can only imagine what a 15-year-old is dealing with. What, how old is this woman? Like 20, 25? A 25-year-old, bro. Like, nah. Like homie is not ready to deal with adult crisis, bro. And adult situations.
isn't developed enough to maintain an adult relationship, it causes a lot of delay in your development. And again, I will get more into that later on. But going back to the private messages on this school platform, with Christina being the adult in this situation, she knew for a fact that these messages are on a school platform and they're most likely going to be monitored by school board members.
Right.
So if someone realizes that Christina and this 15-year-old boy are messaging each other a little bit too much on this platform, they might flag it and look into the messages. So Christina knows this. And again, she's the adult. So she knows the consequences of what will happen if these messages were to get released or if someone were to see them. So, as a way to make their messages a bit more private, there was this one specific occasion where Christina was tutoring Anon after school, and that's when Anon pulled out his phone and he started playing this very specific phone game. I'm not sure what phone game it was, but at the same time, I don't think it really matters. But he was playing this game, and Christina looks over and she's like, "Oh, that looks like a cool game. What is that?" So he starts explaining the game, he tells her the name of it, and Christina goes, "Oh my God, that's so cool. I want to play that game too." So she downloads it, and then she says, "Oh, is there a way for us to play together on this game?" And that's when Anon says, "Well, you can only really play with other people if you have their phone number. And then if you have their
It had to be like Clash Royale or Clash of Clans. That's like the number one thing that I can think of right now is like either Clash Royale or Clash of Clans. That you would need someone's phone number to play with them.
phone number, then you can like connect your accounts and play with one another." And so then that's when Christina says, "Okay, well, what if you took down my phone number and I took down your phone number, and then we'd be able to play with each other on this game?"
Red flag, highly inappropriate. I would feel weird. I didn't have any of my teachers' numbers, bro. Like that just wasn't a thing. Like I would have like when I played recreational football, I would have my coach's number because like coach would like uh take me to practice and stuff like that. Like having a teacher's phone number, like that's just something that I never did. Like it's different if that's like your football coach and like I need my coach to like take me to practice or take me to a game or something. But like an adult exchanging their number with a child, like a teacher, especially a teacher, that's what's the reason that's weird. Like we obviously know the reason, but like if I was a parent and I found out that my my child is has their teacher's phone number and playing games together on the phone, it's like why why is a grown person interacting with my child playing games on the phone with them? Like that's strange.
And so that's when Christina and Anon had exchanged phone numbers. But from a child's perspective, this literally just seems like an innocent situation of their
Well, of course, yeah, of course your child's gonna think it's an innocent situation. Like, oh, my teacher's cool. She want to play games with me. Like, of course he's not gonna feel any threats or anything like that. But nah, that from an adult perspective, that's wild. That's wild, dude.
teacher wanting to play games with them after school. I mean, at this point, they already have somewhat of a connection with each other. If they're visiting one on one every single day for tutoring, there is a developed trust between the two. So, playing a
Yeah.
game with each other outside of school seemed kind of innocent in that situation. And so, with Christina being the adult in this situation, she knew that by having his phone number, then that means they would no longer be monitored by school board members and they can now
Man, she moving like a zone 5 pedo, bro.
keep their conversations more low key without anybody finding out about it. And these messages between Christina and Anon off of their personal phone numbers really had nothing to do with the game that Christina wanted to play with him on his phone. It had nothing to do with the game, but it was more about Christina's attraction to this 15-year-old boy. It was alleged that
What the fuck? Wait, I'm starting to get it. She was attracted to him first. Oh my god. Oh my god, she laid moves on him. That's wild. That's wild. So you saw this little boy and started feeding over him. That's this. Oh my god.
after they got each other's phone number, that's when they started to engage in flirtatious and sexual conversations with one another. And there was
I thought it was the little boy, you know, But even if it was a little boy, we're not blaming a little boy. Like, you shouldn't feel them types of feelings for a minor. But I thought it was. I was over here watching a video thinking that he initiated and he was able to seduce her somehow, but not. It's her grooming him. That's crazy.
Even one FaceTime call that was made between Christina and Anon. And in the FaceTime call, Christina is at her house. Most likely her fiance is in the other room. And it
Oh
was
my god, homie. Oh my god. Okay, men, it has to be an okay thing. It's big 2025 right now. If you're with your girl, you should be able to go through her phone right now and she has no problem with it. Same thing goes to our ladies out here. You should be able to go through your man's phone and there shouldn't be no argument, no problem right now. There should be no secrets between y'all. Because look at this. Homie's about to get married and your wife was talking to a 15-year-old little boy while you were home and you didn't know about it?
was alleged that on this phone call is when Christina and Anon started to discuss how they were going to do sexual activities
Oh my god. And the homie didn't even know.
to one another, because after this phone call, just a couple days later, that's when Christina and Anon had basically planned to meet up before school in Christina's classroom. And on security footage in the school, you see
Oh my god, please don't tell me that they actually did that. Because if they actually did the act, she's in jail forever. She is not getting out of jail. Like, pedos are terrible. Pedos are awful. But like, it's one thing to be a pedo and you get caught before you do the action. Of course you're gonna do time. But like, if there's footage and evidence of you actually getting into the action and committing abusive acts on the child, you ain't getting out of jail, bro.
how Christina and Anon are at school way before it starts. Christina walks into the classroom, Anon follows right behind her, and then Christina is seen closing the classroom door behind her.
No.
Now, from reports, it said that once they were actually in the room, that's when Christina and
Defendant had FaceTime with him while she was in Arizona. According to Blank, he and defendant had developed feelings for each other. Blank said that one morning in December 2023, before school, he had met with defendant in her classroom. Blank said that defendant had closed her door, which autom- automatically locked. Oh my god. Automatically locked doors? Oh my god. That they had started, that he had. And she grabbed his.
this 15-year-old boy started to kiss. And then shortly after that is when Christina started to take off the boy's clothes, and then the boy then took off Christina's leggings. And after that is when they engaged in sexual contact standing up. And after this, they just went out of the classroom and continued their day per usual, which
They just did that shit. Oh my god, bro. It says in the report they had a condom. Oh my. Y'all so. Oh my god, bro.
is so disgusting
Oh
to
my
do that
god.
in a classroom with a child. And there are definitely kids that write on those desks.
Yes, bro. Like, come on. I'll be like doing my doing what was it called? What was it called that class when like you would take a break It was like a no period class. I forgot what they were called. I went to Salem High School. I forgot what it was called, bro. But yo, I will be sleeping on them desks, bro. I'll be sleeping on them desks when I didn't have homework. Like, bro, y'all nasty. I hope she cleaned the desk. At least I hope she had at least the decency to clean the desk. But this woman's a whole pedia. I bet she'd even. Oh my gosh, bro, disgusting.
every single day. They learn in that classroom every single day. Then it
Yeah, I'm over here trying to learn in the damn classroom. The damn classroom smell like fish.
was said that after this sexual engagement between the two, that's when Anon had found another girl at school who was his age. And Christina took this as him cheating on
I'm sorry, she what?
was his age. And Christina took this as him cheating.
There ain't no way this grown ass woman could possibly fathom that this boy could cheat on her. He's oh my god, I'm gonna
On her. And I use cheating very, very loose because we are
He's a
talking about
child.
a 30-year-old woman and a 15-year-old boy.
Yes.
She is obviously a predator. There is no such thing
Yes.
as cheating in this situation.
Exactly.
And when Christina found out about this interaction between Anon and this other 15 to 16-year-old girl, because this was alleged to happen right after Anon's 16th birthday. So after this, Christina took this as cheating, and she went on to text an entire paragraph to this 15-year-old boy
Oh my god, this bitch is unhinged.
saying, quote, "I once again from day effing one called your next girlfriend. You're so effing predictable and disgusting. Shocker, you cheated on me with her. All I was to you was somebody to F. I'm not even upset. I'm not mad. I'm not any of that. I've just lost interest. I went back and screenshotted every single time that I said we should break up until after the wedding and after you graduated. And every single effing time you came back and convinced me it would be fine. I initiated every single breakup only for you to end things saying you couldn't get over it. You ruined us. I warned you we should never have started dating a long, long, long effing time ago. And you gaslit me and convinced me it was fine because that's who you are. We will never, ever be together again. I'm not a second choice. I'm the best thing you'll ever have, even with all of my mistakes. You, once again, waited
You a whole
and
pedophile.
strung me along until I was convenient for you. It broke me last time. This time, it changed me. I'm not sad. I'm effing mad. I let a 16-year-old F with me like that, and I made a promise to myself that I will never let any guy F with me like that again. Ever. In the end, we both lost. You lost the girl who would have stuck with you through everything, thick and thin, who would have changed anything about herself to make you happy.
What
And
the
I
fuck?
lost the person I was before I met you. And then after
Oh my god. First of all, you're delusional. Straight delusional. Thinking that this 15-year-old little boy has the emotional capabilities of reciprocating your feelings. Alright? That's first of all. Second of all, you're saying this is the best that he could do? Like, oh my gosh. You're a whole I'm in tears right now. You're a whole PDF file. You're a whole PDF file. There's no future between y'all. There's no future between y'all at all. There ain't gonna be no future. Third of all, you had sexual interactions with this little boy. So like his chemical imbalance, his brain functions is all messed up. because like I don't know what the little boy was going through. He probably over here thinking that he the talk of town right now, thinking that oh he did it with his teacher. He don't know that that's wrong. Matter of fact, he didn't even do wrong. You're the one in the wrong, and you're over here saying that it's his fault. His fault that he can't reciprocate the feelings that you feel for him. He's 15.
After that fight in June 2024, Christina then took a 2-week leave off from teaching because she went to her wedding in Italy. So, right after she texted a 15-year-old boy all of that
Oh my
is
god. Oh my god, bro. And I wonder, like, he doesn't have the emotional maturity as, say, a 20-year-old, 19-year-old, or a 23-year-old. So in his head, he feels that he did wrong. He feels that he hurt her and that he did wrong. But the whole entire time, he didn't even do wrong at all. There's nothing that he did wrong. A child can't groom a 30-year-old woman. He didn't do wrong. She initiated the whole entire thing. He didn't trap her lying about his age or nothing. She knew his age. She knew what she was doing. But this kid's gonna be traumatized because he feel like he did wrong, because he's gonna feel that he hurt her. But it was her and her delusion the whole entire damn time, bro. Like, what the fuck?
when she just went on her wedding to Italy with like her fiance and pretended like everything was fine. Now, with that message, there is a lot
Oh my god, the fiance, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, we haven't even got to him yet.
to unpack there. She, as the adult, is
We're only
putting
13
all of
minutes
this
into the damn
responsibility
video.
onto a young child, saying things like, "You are the reason why I feel like this, and I initiated the breakup, but you convinced me that it would."
Oh yeah, and breakup. What do you mean? You initiated the breakup. You shouldn't even be talking to this child at all. So you should be able. You should have been able to break up. There shouldn't even be a conversation about breaking up. You shouldn't even have having this conversation with a child. Matter of fact, you should. Oh my god, there were so many ways that she messed up. There are so many ways that she messed up. Getting the child's phone number, having a sexually charged conversation with the child, having sexual relations with the child, traumatizing the child, abusing the child. Bro, the list just goes
Be
on.
fine. In a child's mind, he thinks that this relationship is okay because when you are with an adult, you feel safe. And so if an
Yes.
adult is doing it, then it might be okay. But it seemed like Christine
Yeah, he feels like an adult's doing it. This is obviously okay. Like, this is obviously right, but it's not right.
didn't want to admit that she was the adult in this situation. And instead of carrying all of that responsibility herself, she then started to put all of that responsibility onto the child and make him feel shameful for what he did to her. Because
Little homie shouldn't feel ashamed at all. You got abused.
at this point, at 15 years old, your brain isn't fully developed yet. So, because
For anyone that's blaming a child, y'all are wild people. Y'all are wild people. You can't blame the child at all. He had no idea what he's doing. He's 15, yo. He's 15, yo. Like, come on.
of that, you will not fully comprehend why what you did was wrong. All you have is an adult yelling and screaming at you and making
Yeah.
you feel terrible, even though you don't really know what it is that you did wrong. And that can be very, very confusing for a child. And even the way that she was saying, quote, "I went back and screenshotted every single time that I said we should break up in
Yeah, these screenshots are not gonna matter at all. All that shit is just
till
evidence.
after the wedding or after you graduated. So even that sentence alone shows that Christina is aware of the severity of the relationship. She knows that she is in a relationship with her husband, and he also is a minor and needs to wait until after he's graduated in order to actually have a relationship with.
So you're gonna groom him till he turn 18. Yeah, she deserved to be under the jail,
With
bro.
her. And although she's aware of all of this, she's still trying to make all of this blame and shame out to the child and making the child handle all of these heavy emotions for
Yeah.
her just so that she doesn't have to feel them. And so, a while after this long text message, after this big fight that the two of them had, that's when, as I said, Christina just went on to go have her wedding, her destination wedding, with all of her family and her husband and her husband's family, and they went on this beautiful wedding. And what was Christina doing? She was in the bathroom crying about a 15-year-old boy.
You're about to get married to your fiance. The motherfucker has a college degree, has money, has his life ahead of him. And you're in the bathroom crying over a 15-year-old little boy. Where is the fiance in the whole entire situation? Did he know that his wife was crying? Because I don't even care what the situation is. Why the hell are you crying at my wedding, bro? Like crying, like sobbing, like painfully crying in the bathroom. The fiance wasn't aware of this at all. Like, what is going on here?
And manifesting him back. There was notes found in Christina's phone. So later on, when Christina gets arrested for this, the police take her phone and they find a notes app from the day of her wedding, and the note was titled Manifestation. And on this
Oh my
manifest
god, bro. You over here dreaming that this child is your Prince Charming. Matter of fact, you have a whole entire man. A whole entire man. A good man. Alright? Like, I don't even get cheating, bro. Like, the whole pedophile shit, like, that's terrible, but I don't even get the concept of cheating on a man who's provided for you and has taken care of you. Like, I don't understand the concept of cheating. Like, I don't know why people cheat, bro. Like, why do people even cheat? Do you know how easier it is for you to leave that relationship, right? Saying, "Hey, I don't want this no more. Goodbye." And then to go on to do whatever you wanted to do. I mean, in this situation, it's effed up on both sides because not only did she's cheating on her husband, she's over here committing a criminal act because she's doing it with a child, bro.
station note, it said, quote, "The teen is going to reach out to me soon and try to fix things between us. In the
No, he's not. You traumatized him.
meantime, I am going to live my best life knowing he's not the person I thought he was and that he is beneath me." And even
Been, but you're over here talking to a child. So honestly, you're beneath him.
saying that little bit at the end, saying that he is beneath me. This is also another sign of authority abuse and abusing her power. And it seems like
Yeah.
she is fully aware of this. It seems like she knows that she could do whatever she wants to this child and that she probably will not get repercussions for it because she is older and that this child is beneath her. And this is such a disgusting way of thinking because this is a student that she's supposed to be teaching. This is a student that is just trying to figure out himself going through high school. He just
Oh my god, like, because in high school, like 15, my freshman year, I was 15. And the reason I was 15 my freshman year is because I got a hell. Nah. I don't even think I was 15. Was I 13, 14? I was 16 my freshman year. I was I was 15, then I turned 16. And the reason that I was 16 my freshman year is because I got held back a grade in first grade because I didn't know how to read. But that's besides the point. Uh, but yeah, when I was 15, I couldn't even fathom being in a relationship with an older woman. Like I couldn't even that like that shit. Oh my gosh, bro. Cause I knew how I was in 15. I was messing up, bro. My grades was slipping. I had just got a girlfriend at the time, so I was kind of feeling myself. But like I was effing up all across the board, but I was able to recover. You know, I made mistakes here and there, but I was able to recover. But like him being 15 and messing with this older person just for that person to shut you down and say that you're a bad person, like, and then abuse you, like, I know he was going through a roller coaster of emotions, dude. Like,
broke his collarbone, and now he can't even
yeah,
play
and he
soccer.
broke his collarbone. He couldn't play soccer. So I bet that in his little bopper mind, he's like, "Yo, I'm going through this terrible thing right now, but oh, God has provided me this woman to take care of me and stuff, and oh, she loves me, and we're gonna get married, and this, that, and the third." But nah, all she did was end up fucking him up in the head even more. So he's fucked up physically and he's fucked up mentally.
Anymore. Like, this is a child that's already going through a lot in his life, and having something like this added on top of it, it seems like Christina just doesn't really have any empathy or care for anyone else
No,
besides
not at
herself.
all.
And even when Christina got back from her wedding in Italy, trying to manifest a 15-year-old boy back into
Yeah,
her life,
that's
she
wild.
goes on to have a second wedding in Illinois, where all of the extended family that couldn't make it out to the destination wedding, they then went out to this other wedding out in Illinois.
My Christina at their second wedding reception in Illinois. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. And the husband is handsome as hell, bro. How do you even cheat on that? He's in shape. He's a good looking guy. He's tall. And you left that for a 15. Oh my gosh, dude. If I knew what she was doing, that 15-year-old boy, right then and there at my wedding, I would have drowned her ass in that pool.
And going back to Christina's messages a little bit earlier, also going
I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. We don't condone abusing women on here, but oh my gosh, bro.
into her like manifestations of how she wanted this 15-year-old boy back into her life by saying things like, quote, "I lost the person I was before you," and quote, "You only use..."
Who were you before? Like, what was like the relationship? Like, it wasn't working. Like, what was going on at home? What was going on at home?
Me for S and strung me along. And by saying things like this, it kind of makes
Strung you along. He's, oh my god, like I said, I'll keep saying it. He's 15. He don't got power to string you along.
the child feel like they are in trouble. And usually when you are a child and you feel like you're in trouble, you try to do all that you can to make things better, or to make things feel like you're not in trouble anymore. So by saying things like that, it makes the child feel like the only thing they need to do to make the situation right and to make them feel like they're not in trouble anymore is to tend to Christina, to make her feel better, to try to right their wrongs and try to make the situation situation okay again. And that's exactly what Anon did. He would constantly go back and he would apologize for things that he shouldn't be apologizing for. And he had this big sense of responsibility to take care of Christina and take care of the way that she felt and the way that she viewed the situation, when in reality, he was the one that
Well, homie, you shouldn't have to deal with that at all.
was getting abused, and he didn't have to apologize for anything. And by saying things like he is beneath me, that's also a very big fear for Anon as well. In a situation like this, when a minor is having a relationship with someone of authority, that child may be scared to step up or step out of line with this authority.
Oh, yeah. Because she is the dominator in a relationship. He's 15. Of course, she's not gonna have any power. So like that's a scary factor too. That's a terrifying factor.
In fear of what they'll do, such as changing their grades or
I forgot that she's also his teacher, so yeah, she could change his grades or F with his GPA, and that's wild. And she's smart enough to deny everything and get away with doing that, like, bro.
messing with their GPA or putting in a bad word to any college that they try to get into. There is a lot of power that this person holds, and sometimes stepping away from that or stepping up to that person is very, very scary for a child to do, because they don't understand the repercussions of what's going to happen if they do that. It seems like specifically Christina had this obsession and this fantasy with this 15-year-old boy, and completely just changed his entire future for him and told him that she wanted a relationship with him. That
because how is he gonna interact with women in his future, bro? Like that's gonna mess up with his marbles for life, man.
they were going to spend the rest of their life together, that they were going to be able to live their own lives, but also be together, and basically making this whole fantasy and making all these decisions for the child, and completely disregarding how Anon feels and if he feels uncomfortable. And even if he were to say that he feels uncomfortable, Christina wouldn't even take it into consideration. She'd probably just make the child feel better about feeling uncomfortable and making him feel safe about feeling uncomfortable. And again, she is the adult in this situation. She knows exactly what she's doing, yet she still continues to do it. And although throughout this case there is a lot of hate being directed towards Christina's husband, Michael. Now, when
Michael didn't even do nothing. Why is Michael holding her hand?
And I was looking at this case, I feel like Michael didn't really know anything about what was going on between Christina and Anon.
Yeah, Michael probably thought that his wife was getting framed.
I feel like for the most part, what I found is Michael really seemed to love Christina and really just worshipped her and wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. There was even a moment at Michael and Christina's wedding in Italy where he would go on to tell a speech about the first time they met when they were students going to Concordia University. He went on to tell a story how one night him and a couple of friends went to go to a home baseball game, and as they were looking across the bleachers trying to find an open seat, he said that his eye didn't really catch on an open seat, but his eye was caught on Christina. And then that's when Michael goes on to say at his wedding that he never knew what love at first sight was until that night. He never understood.
Love at first sight, huh? You need to get your eyes checked.
How you could just look at someone and immediately fall in love with them. But when he saw Christina that night, he felt like he was going to marry her. And he even turned over to the friends that he had went with to the baseball game and pointed at Christina specifically. Even though she wasn't looking at him, she was just talking to her friends. But Michael pointed at Christina and told his friends, I'm gonna marry that woman one day. And then 2 years later, in their junior year, that's when Christina and Michael just so happened to be at the same college college party. They got to talking, and now here he is at his wedding confessing to that woman in the
Damn.
bleachers and is finally marrying her with his family here, with all of
I feel bad for the child, man, but man, her husband, oh my god, bro, he gonna be fucked up for life too, man.
his friends there. They're in Italy, their destination wedding, and it seems like so far everything
Italy, bro. Italy. You know how expensive that wedding is, dude?
has just been a fairy tale. So even from Michael, I feel like he really did love Christina. And it's so heartbreaking to see that even though Christina seemingly has everything right in front of her, she continued to look the other way. And just a couple hours before this, she was actively trying to manifest a 15-year-old boy back into her life. And I think this situation specifically really just shows you how selfish Christina really is. She's just kind
This
of
shit getting
living in
tight,
her
bro.
own world, and she has no empathy as to how her actions could affect a 15-year-old boy or how her actions could affect her relationship with her husband. It seems like she's just doing this all to protect herself. And as soon as that protection and that shield feels like it's being jeopardized, she then lashes out and blames everyone else for the problem besides herself. And so after this huge argument back in June of 2024, during and around her wedding, after she got back, she had her second wedding. But after this, it seemed like Anon and Christina had just cut off all contact with each other from their messages.
Yeah. And I wonder how Michael felt like. I wonder if Michael had like any hatred towards the child. Cause like me, honestly, with my raw emotions, I would wonder. Oh, bro, I don't even. Ooh, I don't even want to. I can't even say the things I want to say. But I would hate the child, and I would hate Christina. I would hate the whole entire world, bro. Like I would be so fucking mad at the world, bro. But like, if I had time to think about it, the only hate that should be directed is to Christina, because that 15-year-old little boy, like, your frontal lobe's not developed. He had no no real concept of life, no real concept of like what he was doing was wrong. Like no real concept of consequences. Like no real concept. Like a 15-year-old little boy is not gonna sit down and be like, damn, like I'm really hurting Christina's husband right now. Like nah, this little boy was ecstatic. Like this grown woman is, giving me attention and da 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 da. You know, like he probably over here thinking that this type of stuff is allowed in their household. That her husband allows her to mess with other dudes. Like a 15-year-old boy is not going to a depth thought of like, oh damn, I'm, you know, like, oh, I could be hurting her husband, or oh, this could, I could be hurting her. Like no, like you don't have those adult concepts in your mind. So I'm gonna defend this child. I don't care what nobody says. This child is not no demon. He's not no nothing, bro. He was groomed, bro. He was groomed. And grooming is hard. It's hard for a child to like surpass that shit, bro. Like it's grooming, bro. Like that shit shouldn't even be happening, bro. But man, prayers for Michael, man. I hope Michael's still alive, man. Like, oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh.
it seemed like they stopped talking around June of 2024. Now, although June 2024 was the last time they ever spoke to one another, it seemed like Christina specifically still had this very sick obsession with this 15-year-old boy, because 5 months after they stopped talking, 5 months after Christina has had no contact with this 15-year-old boy, she would make another manifestation in her notes app
Another manifestation. Oh my
on
gosh.
November 11th, 2024, that read, quote, "Blank and I will connect again soon in a positive way. We will both get the closure we need in order to move on in a healthy way. We will be able to be a
You might closer with a 15-year-old boy. I'll keep listening.
part of each other's lives forever. We will be in each other's lives
So you love this 15-year-old boy more than your sophisticated, educated, good job, lots of money, was able to afford you a flight, a wedding in Italy. You gave that all away for a 15-year-old boy, no job. Can't even play sports no more. Don't got nothing going on for him. He's just a 15-year-old little bopper. Like, where are the screws in your brain at?
forever. We will be able to love each other while also living our own lives." So again, this is 5 months after no contact with this 15-year-old boy, and Christina is still trying to manifest him back into her life, because again, she still has this idea and
It's an obsession. It's a heavy obsession. It's a heavy obsession that shouldn't even exist.
obsession and fantasy with being with this 15-year-old boy for the rest of her life, and kind of forcing these rules onto his life that he should not live any other life that
Yeah, the little boy don't even know the rules. Like, he don't even know how to play the game. He don't even know how to play the game, bro.
does not involve her. And that's very controlling. And that's also coming from an authoritative figure who has the control and power to manipulate the situation into whatever she wants it to be. So fast forward to March 2025. At this point, Christina and Anon have not made contact for almost 9 months. So March 25th, 2025, Anon is now 16 years old, and he recently just broke his phone. So his mom decided to buy him a new one. So as she's calling the phone provider, trying to set up his new phone, one of the last steps to set up his new phone was transferring all of his iCloud data from his old phone to his new phone. And for
Right.
those who don't know what that is, like an iCloud transfer, it's basically just transferring all of like your old photos and contacts and messages from an old phone onto a new phone.
Yeah, and I remember I had to do that when I was getting my new phone when I think I was 17 at the time. But I did it at home. Like, I got the phone, I was on the phone with Verizon, and I did the transfer in my room in the house. But yeah, I know how the process works, but go on.
So that you don't lose everything on your old phone. You just
Right.
have access to it on your new phone. So his mom is setting up this new phone for him. And as all of these iCloud things are coming in, that's when his iCloud messages start coming in. And at first, she starts to see these really sexual conversations with an unknown number. And, at first she kind of thinks that maybe this is a conversation that he's just having with a girl at school. But the more these texts come in, the more concerning it gets. And so when she looks into the contact for this phone number, that's when she discovers this conversation was with 30-year-old Christina Formella.
And my mom, she wouldn't even question me if I was in a situation like this. She would have packed her things, drove up to the school, and would have been fist fighting the teacher, bro. Fist fighting the teacher. Then after that, she would have pressed charges on the teacher and put her in jail.
AKA Mrs. Formella, Anon's ex-soccer coach and full-time after-school tutor. So his mom discovers these messages, and these messages would go on to say things like, quote, coming from the victim, "I love you so much, Mama. Christina replies, I love you so much, baby. Even though this morning was short, it was perfect. And the morning that
I know, I was like, oh, she's sick.
she's referring to is the morning where her and Anon had sexual relations in the classroom before school. Anon replies with, quote, I know, baby. It was so perfect, baby. So perfect. Christina says, I love having sex with you. Anon says, I love it so much. It feels so good. It's so passionate. It's so intimate. It's so perfect. And so once his mother discovers all of these conversations, and even just that conversation alone really does, quote, I love having sex with you. It doesn't
Yeah,
get any more
that's picture perfect clear.
blunt than that something sexual did in fact happen between the two. So Anon's mom goes up to Anon and basically confronts him with all of these text messages. And at first he just says that it's not that big of a deal because they haven't spoken to each other in like 9 months. It was a thing that happened last year, but it's over now and it's fine. But from an adult's perspective,
Little homie, you got groomed. What do you mean it's fine now, bro? This woman convinced you to have sexual relations in the classroom, bro. In the classroom, dude. Affecting the whole entire classroom with diseases and all types of yeast and
this situation is not fine. Whether it happened 9 months ago or 2 years ago, this still does not make it fine, because with Christina's obsessive thoughts over this young boy and her need to be with this young boy, who's to say that 5, 6, 7 years down the line when Anon graduates, Christina comes across another
and that definitely would have happened.
15-year-old boy and
I thought she was gonna say she would come back to him.
becomes obsessed with them and then just traumatizes that young boy the same way that she traumatized Anon. So clearly this situation is not okay. So that's when Anon's mother decided to take all of these messages to the police. She shows the police these messages. She shows that they're coming from Christina Formella, his teacher, and that's when the victim also goes on to tell police the story about the sexual interaction that they had the morning before school. With all of the evidence provided, the next day on Sunday, March 26, 2025, Christina was out driving with her husband, Michael, her new husband, Michael, and they were just driving around, and that's when they were pulled over on the side of the road by a police officer for a regular traffic stop. But what Christina didn't know is that the police had actually looked into her license plate numbers and was looking for that specific license plate and just so happened to find their car. So the police pull them over, and once they get both of the passengers' IDs, they find out that Christina Formella was indeed in the car, and that's when they arrest her for sexual conduct against a minor.
We do have an investigation going on. We have to talk.
She got body cam footage? Yo, you got the body cam footage? Yo, shout out Hailey Elizabeth, bro. You got the body cam footage. I have to like the video. Yo.
See about it at the police department, okay? So we're gonna explain everything to you there. It's not my investigation. I don't know the full details. We do have to bring you there, though, okay? So I do have to put you in handcuffs and bring you to the police department. Just a down drill. Yes, unfortunately, yes.
I'm like willing to go with you.
I get it, yeah. Unfortunately, we have to do it that way. So do me a favor, we just take this off.
Lock her ass up now.
Can I ask you
Of course, yeah. It's not, like I said, it's not my investigation. Obviously, we're here for a reason. So go ahead and turn around for me.
But you can't even give me like an idea as to what this is about?
You already know what it is.
It's an investigation, but I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more.
I couldn't be a police officer, because if I knew, it would be like, yeah, you're going to jail forever for the rest of your life, bro.
Is he coming with me?
We'll let him know right now.
So at first, when Christina is arrested, she's completely shocked. And I think it's because since it had been 9 months since her and this victim had spoke, that means that she thinks in her head that she got away with it, or that the situation is too old to
Why is each pedo stuck with the same delusions? Like, It's like y'all, it's like a disease. Y'all get hit with the same symptoms and the same delusions. Each and every single one of y'all.
Remember, or it's too old to really be taken care of. And so at this point, Christina is thinking that she fully got away with this. And she keeps on telling the officers that she doesn't know what she did and she's wondering why she's getting arrested. But I'm 80% sure she knows for a fact why she's getting arrested. I don't think she's doing like that many other illegal things that she would be getting arrested for.
No, I know, but I really would prefer that my husband's with me.
Of course.
You don't deserve your husband. I hope Michael's smart enough to divorce her. I don't. I know she. I know she's in jail. But like, I would have gone with divorce. I would have flushed our wedding rings down the toilet, bro. Like, oh my gosh, bro.
Am I in trouble? Like, I'm so
You're in severe trouble.
lost
bro.
right now.
I'm sure you are. Like I said, I can't answer any questions right now. I'll just tell you that right now you're being detained.
Why are you copying my same nervous tick? I do all the time. I think I did it like 3 times. Oh my gosh.
For an investigation, and we're bringing
That's
you
my
in.
nervous.
And once you get there, they're gonna fill you in on everything.
But when Christina was brought into questioning, it would unfortunately just get so much worse. When Christina would go on to tell the police that it's actually not her fault that she's in this situation, it's Anon's fault she's in this situation. It's a 15-year-old boy's fault that a 30-year-old woman abused.
Each pedophile got the same damn excuse, bro. I watch Gideon, I watch EDP, I watch Predator Poachers. It's the same excuse, same choreography, book by book, play by play on each pred, bro. I swear it's the same thing, bro.
Used a 15-year-old
They
boy,
never
and she's
surprised me.
blaming the boy for her actions. She goes on to tell officers that if you look at the conversations, there were so many times where she tried to break off this relationship, and even calling it a relationship is disgusting. And the fact that Christina doesn't realize this is disgusting is extremely concerning. She even went on to tell police that all of the messages that they found of like Christina saying like sexual comments and sexual things to this boy wasn't actually Christina, but it was the boy that was.
Yep, same book by book play. Or they'll say, "Oh, I got hacked," or "Oh, my child had the phone," or "Oh, my brother had the phone." Same book by book, play by play. Lies, bro. Straight up lies.
Saying all of this. She claims that one day this 15-year-old boy, while they were like after school in a tutoring session, he just took her phone, unlocked it, sent all these messages to her, and then deleted the messages on her end, and then used that as blackmail for her, which makes no sense because how would he?
That makes no sense. Do you know how much effort that is? A 15-year-old little boy's not doing that, bro.
Even know the passcode to her phone.
Yeah,
even that right
that
there,
too.
student and teacher, that's a bit concerning. And then even on top of that, why would he need blackmail? For what? It's not like this 15-year-old boy is really doing anything wrong. If anything, he's being groomed by this older person. So what blackmail would he need? All he would need is to go to the police and that would be enough.
Yep.
So even using this angle as a way to make herself look like a better person, it's like she just doesn't understand the severity of what she did. But in her interrogation from the report notes, it said, quote, Formella said everybody comes after her because she is good looking and she is just a good person who cared too much about the boy. She claimed that one day the boy had grabbed her phone unattended because short notes. It said severity of what she did. But in her interrogation from the report notes, it said, quote, Formella.
Oh, she said this. Oh, I thought the defense said this. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. Your defense is awful.
Ella said everybody comes after her because she is good looking and she is just a good person who cared too much about the boy. She claimed that one day the boy had grabbed her phone
You care a little
unattended,
bit
had entered her passcode, had sent the messages to his phone. He had then deleted the messages from her phone and had saved it onto his phone as blackmail. So Christina just says that it's not her fault that the children are attracted to her. She can't do anything about that. And then even in the middle of this interrogation, she goes on to say that she actually wants a restraining order against this 15-year-old boy because she claims that this 15-year-old boy is a crazy stalker and he's like obsessed with her. And she goes on to say like, there were so many times where I tried to break it off. There were so many times where I tried to tell him no, but he was just so persistent because he's like my crazy stalker. And Christina also goes on to say like, I'm not lying about this. If you ask my husband, it's a very big topic of like conversation in our marriage. I'm always telling him like, there's this boy at school that I teach and I think he has like a little teacher crush on me and he's
Oh, so you just flat out lied to your husband. A little teacher crush. Yeah, you didn't mention the fact that you had intercourse with this 15-year-old little boy to your husband, huh? We just telling lies now. Okay.
trying all these different things, but you know, I just like shut it down as soon as he tries to do anything.
No, you
but
didn't shut it
ironically,
down.
when the
You
police
initiated
questioned
it.
Michael about specifically Anon, Michael goes on to say that he didn't really know much about Anon, that Christina never really talked about him.
And like I said, if you're a husband, bro, or a boyfriend, you need to be involved in your partner's life. You need to be more indulged in what they're doing, what they're up to, especially if it's like a long relationship. Like, you need to know your partner. This should have never went underneath his radar, bro, unless she hit it very, 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 very well. But I doubt she did that. I doubt she did that. Like, I'm pretty sure that it was right in front of his face, and he just didn't catch on. Like, bro, you cannot. It's like how I say it, bro. You can't trust no one, bro. You can't trust no one. You need to know the people who you surround yourself with, bro. You have to. Or else you get caught in situations like this, dude.
Never really mentioned him. All he really knew was that he was a soccer player. And even when Christina would try to use this blackmail angle, at the end of the day, Christina is the adult. There is no way for a child in that situation to blackmail an adult. This is literally just her way of trying to make herself seem innocent and try to get out of
You're not innocent at all. She's not innocent at all.
Trouble, and it's like she doesn't even realize that she is the adult in this situation. She is the one that puts down rules, that puts down boundaries, and instead she was just taking all of that away and making this child believe that doing something like this is completely okay. And it didn't really seem like Christina was sorry or moving on from this situation anytime soon, because when they would get access into Christina's phone, they saw that Christina was having other conversations, flirtatious conversations.
No. He's not the only victim. She has more victims. Oh my God, bro.
With other young students at the school. So Anon, I believe, was the only student that she had sexual contact with.
Oh, thank God. I thought she had like 5, 6, 7. Don't do the 6, 7 joke. Don't piss me off right now. Do not piss me off right now in the comments, bro. Like, oh my God.
But she was still actively outside of school talking to multiple other minors as well. And so within the interactions between Christina and this 15-year-old boy, it was everything of an adult relationship. I mean, saying things like, I love you and I love having sex with you to a 15-year-old boy as a 30-year-old woman is absolutely
That's
disgusting. And even
insane.
just saying that, you get a really gross feeling in your stomach. But
Yeah.
I feel like what's even grosser is people who think of that situation and don't get a gross feeling by that. And one of those people is Christina.
And one of those people are men. Like, nah, like, if I was a grown man and I heard about this, and I heard that this little boy was getting daps up at school and everything like that, and I saw other grown men saying that this child is living an adult's dream right now, like, nah, bro. Like, whoever thinks that, whatever man thinks that, whoever woman thinks that, like, y'all are absolutely disgusting. Like, this child is gonna be screwed up in the head probably for the rest of his life, and you shouldn't be congratulating him. You should, like, nah, nah, bro, nah, nope, nope, nope.
And I wanted to talk about a specific topic that I didn't really know too much about before going into this video, but it's the topic of limerence.
The motherfuckers who congratulate actions like this, like a child having sex with a teacher, like, it's crazy, bro. Like, nigga, you need to chill. Nigga, you really need to chill. Like, no, that shit, should not be congratulated, bro.
And if you guys have never heard of limerence before, according to psychologytoday.com, limerence is a state of involuntary obsession with another person. The experience of limerence is different from love and lust in that it is based on the uncertainty that the person you desire is called the limerent object also desires you. Since limerence is the desire to be desired, it is a cognitive as well as physical and emotional experience. As the focus on limerence is whether or not the object of the desire reciprocates the feelings. Rather than actually falling in love with the person, it's almost always one-sided.
Yep. And I was in a limerence relationship with this one girl. I'm not gonna dispose her name on the internet, so we're just gonna call her Josh. But yeah, I was obsessed with Josh. Like, me and Josh, we were friends for like 5 years. We grew up at the we went to the same dance academy and everything together. She was cool as hell, but like, I was in a limerence relationship with her because, like, no matter what I did, like, she did not reciprocate or want any emotions that I tried to give to her. Like, she just didn't care. Every time I try to bring the encouragement to ask her out or to, like, say that I like her, she was always with another dude, bro. But like, I don't have any hate towards her or anything like that. Like, me and her are not friends anymore because unfortunately my ex didn't like the fact that I had a limerence like feeling towards her. So, fortunately, my ex forced me to stop being friends with her. Me and that ex are no longer together. I have a whole entire story to talk about my ex. Like, there's so many stories I want to talk about that I'm ready to talk about because I actually had therapy about the situations that I've been through in my past. But that's a topic for another video. But yeah, shout out Josh.
And sometimes limerence can also cause obsessive thoughts about this person, which would probably explain why, after 5 months of no contact, Christina was still trying to manifest this boy into her life and still could not get him off of her mind. In the book Love and Limerence by Dorothy Tennov, a book published in 1979, she discusses limerence, and she goes,
And to clarify, no, I wasn't cheating on my ex, bro. Like, my ex knew that I had a big crush on her, but I knew that she never was going to get with me. I wasn't even a thought in her mind. So I just forgot about her, got with my ex. Me and Josh remaining to be cool. Like, Josh knew that I had a crush on her and everything like that, but she didn't want to be with me. But like, my ex didn't like the fact that me and my best friend, because me and Josh were best friends for like 5 years at the point. She didn't like that I had a relationship with my best friends, with my best friend. So basically, my ex made me cut ties with all my friends. She's a big reason why I barely have any friends now. The only friends I have now are like coworkers and stuff like that. But like my ex made sure that before she left me that I cut ties with everybody that was close to me. Like I said, that's a topic for another video.
On to say that limerence is a stream of obsessive thoughts, and limerence is also not always sexual, but can also be the attraction to the idea of being with this person. But again, what's so dangerous about limerence is that it's most of the time always one-sided, and it all has to do with their obsession and fascination with being with this person. And if you put so much of your life and energy into being with this person and those feelings are not reciprocated, it can end in a lot of sadness and agony and destruction. And I also want to give a shout out to a fellow YouTuber named Stephanie Harlow, who I absolutely love. She's a fellow true crime
Shout out Stephanie Harlow. I never watched her content, but shout out to her.
YouTuber, and she did a video about this case that I'll leave linked below. And in that video, she was also discussing the topic of limerence. And in that video, she was mentioning how limerence is not the same as love, but can be confused for it. Usually,
one sec. Guys, I'm gonna splice the video right here because my mama's calling me. I'll be right back.
limerence
Ooh, pause. Let's get back into this crazy ass video, bro.
Is always one-sided, and it's more about the obsession of how that person thinks that the other person feels about them. So they will then become obsessed with this person, wanting to be with this person all the time, wanting them in their life, but then they have this desire to know how the other person feels about them. And if those feelings are not reciprocated, it's really up to the person how that situation goes, such as in Christina's situation, when that feeling was not reciprocated, and when Anon moved on and went with another girl his own age, that's when Christina had basically blown up on him and sent him that entire paragraph, basically putting all of the blame onto the child.
Yeah, and that shit was ridiculous, bro. That shit was absolutely ridiculous.
And a lot of times when people are experiencing limerence, it's not even the fact of wanting to have sexual contact with the person. You may not even want a relationship with them or to settle down or to have kids, but more you.
Yeah, and my relationship with Josh, like, I really didn't have like sexual feelings towards her. Like, I didn't like other dudes. Like, she was a popular girl in school. Like, other dudes would look at her, be like, damn, like Josh really got a butt on her and stuff like that. But like for me, it was more like an emotional connection towards her. Like, never like actually like looked at her that way because like I've been friends with her for like so long, but like Josh didn't like me, so it was just the end, and it is. I wasn't gonna harp about it, and like once I found out that she didn't like me, like a day later, me and my ex got together. So yeah.
You are more excited.
And me and my ex dated for like 5 years. So like the 5 years I spent chasing Josh, I spent another additional 5 years being with my ex. So yeah, I guess it all worked out in some type of way.
About the fantasy and the things that you could create with this person rather than the actual reality of what is happening. And when things don't align with that fantasy or with that idea, and that person will then lead themselves into a path of sadness, agony, and destruction, such as Christina. So going back into Christina's interrogation, she goes on to say that this 15-year-old boy was actually her crazy stalker, and she wants a restraining order on him because he is so obsessed with her. And this is also a deflective move as well, trying to say what she actually feels, but saying that he actually feels that way as a way to deflect and also as a way to put all of her emotions onto someone else. And even when police start discussing the specific conversations and specific things that Christina said to Anon, things like she guessed who his next girlfriend would be. That, again, is very, very suspicious, because how would she have guessed who his next girlfriend would be if she did not learn this information from other students or social media or directly talking with the child specifically? And again, why would it be any of her business? She is a teacher and he is a student, and her job is to teach the student. Right. And instead of Christina just walking away from the situation, she decided to make him feel terrible, and again, relaying her emotions onto him so that she didn't.
Guys, I'm sorry I keep pausing the video, but this happens to be my cat. Him and my turtle are the last pets I had. Unfortunately, on July 10th, my dog passed away. Her name was Spinelli. She was my baby. But the sad thing about this is that he is right on death's door. This cat, his name's Spot. This is my baby boy. He is 17 years old, dude. 17 years old. And yeah, he's still kicking it. He got he has, I would like to say it's like dementia, but like he plays with himself too hard sometimes, and like he'll scratch himself, but he doesn't mean to do it. So that's why the scars on his body. I don't want y'all thinking that I'm abusing my animals. I don't know. I don't abuse my animals. He did this to himself. These scars you see on his body are from himself. But like he's still eating, he's still pooping, he's still playing. He's able to use the bathroom by himself and all that. So I don't see why I should put him down. Like once he's not able to do those three things, then I know it's time to put the cat down. But like he's still catting, he's still doing his thing. You can tell that he's old. His body is withering away. He's losing weight. But yeah, this is my cat, yo. It's my cat. I don't see him making it past 2 years. But yeah, this is my cat. He just chilling. But yeah, back to the video.
Have to feel it. Even in the interrogations, she's still trying to pursue this blackmail angle. And even if she were to pursue that angle, that's a really tough thing to defend, because when this does go to trial, and if she's still claiming that that was blackmail, she would have to prove how it was blackmail. So they would have to line up the times of when these messages were sent. Were they sent during school hours where Anon had access to her phone and could send all of these messages? And were the messages deleted right after they were sent, or were they deleted a long time after they were sent? These are all things that they will know at the trial, but exactly. I think Christina is just saying all of this now more as damage control for in the moment. And I also wanted to talk about another stigma about this case, and even cases like these where it is specifically an older woman of authority, usually with a younger boy. And a lot of people in this situation, since it is an older woman and a younger boy, people tend to look past these situations and don't really take them very seriously. If I'm being honest, it's mostly a lot of straight men that really defend these situations.
Yeah, I'm a straight man, but I definitely don't defend the situation, bro. Like, honestly, me, I'm like, I messed up. Yeah, that is a wild fantasy for straight. Let's be honest, it is a wild fantasy for straight men, but realistically, that's traumatizing, bro. Like, that's traumatizing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say I got molested, but back when I went to the Dominican Republic when I was 15, I did get twerked on by an older woman, but we was partying and stuff and all that. But I can't even relate to Anon because it's not like he got twerked on; like he actually did the deed with an older woman. So like he got molested. Like that's straight molested. I wouldn't say that what happened to me is molestation. I wouldn't say that I got groomed. But yeah, like I don't apply a child having sexual relations with an older woman, bro. Like that's wild. I mean, that's a wild fantasy that straight men have in their heads. Like, yeah, I would really like to, you know, like have a relationship with my teacher and like have with my teacher, but like reality sets in. Like, yo, that's wrong. And I bet that the Anon's gonna feel bad that his teacher is going to jail over this, bro. Like, I know he's gonna feel bad about that too. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't applaud that. You don't see me clapping. You don't see me going to my man. Like, nah, that's wild.
And they say things like, oh, well, for the young boy, it probably wasn't that big of a deal. He was probably getting high fives at school for what he did. But in reality,
and let's be honest, he probably was.
15 is a child. You should treat children like children, regardless of their gender orientation.
That's what I've been saying the whole entire damn video.
They are still a child. At the age of 15, during your brain developmental process, you have this section in your brain called the prefrontal cortex. And at the age of 15, it's not fully developed yet. And this part of your brain has to do with your higher thinking, your decision making, as well as your planning. And since this part of your brain is not developed yet, you literally in that moment do not understand why what you're doing is wrong. But although a lot of children don't know why what they're doing is wrong, kids usually pick up on energies. They pick up on feelings. And so even though they may not know the why,
my niece be picking up on my energy like heavy, bro. It's kind of scary. Like, she can tell when I'm about to get upset about something. She'd be like, "Uncle, you okay?" And it's like, I gotta make sure that I put on a brave face and be like, "Yo, I'm actually okay," you know.
Of what they're doing is wrong, they definitely feel like they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. But when you're in a situation like this and you're with an adult, someone that you see all the time, one-on-one, someone that you trust and see every day, you don't think of it as a wrong thing. And you're thinking, okay, well, if I feel like this is wrong and the adult isn't saying that it's wrong, then maybe that just means that there's something wrong with me. But it's not until that child becomes an adult, they do not view it anymore as themselves with a teacher. That victim will grow up to the age of their abuser or close to their abuser, and at that point realize that no, it was an adult with a child, not just me with a teacher. And from the National Institute of Health.org, they say, quote, some changes in the brain during the critical phase of development can actually support resilience and mental health over long term. So when you are a child and your level of thinking is already skewed, your brain during this time of your life is very critical for personal development. It really does shape you into the person that you become. And if you are creating all of these traumatic blockages and trigger patterns at such a young age, that's something that you're going to heal from in the future. And you will then heal from things that you didn't even know that you had to heal from. But again, when you're a child, you don't know all of these things. But an adult, 100% knows all of these things, especially Christina. She went to college for education. One of her classes, I don't doubt, was probably...
Ooh, I didn't even consider that, bro. Like, yeah, one of the classes you gotta take to become a teacher is like child behavior or something like that. Like
child development.
Yeah,
so
child
she
development.
most likely knows all of these things. And so she is then taking advantage of this young boy with all that she knows as a way to manipulate him back into her life and as a way to control him.
That's
so after
crazy,
everything was said and done, after police had seen the text message evidence, they heard Christina's story, they heard the victim's story, that's when they decide to officially arrest Christina on 2 Class A felonies, one for aggravated criminal sexual abuse and the other one for criminal sexual assault, as well as 1 count of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, which is a Class 2 felony.
Yes, going underneath that joke.
I'm just gonna put your seatbelt on. Unless they're going to reach it down there.
I don't even understand why you crying. You already know what you did. You already know what you did, bro. Come on, let me close my door. Close my door. I don't even know why homegirl's crying. She know what she did, bro. She know what she did. Like, come on now. Come on. Save your tears.
Sure, you don't want a tissue or something?
I'm feeling I'm gonna throw up.
A bag?
Yes, please.
Alright.
I feel like I was gonna throw up this whole entire video after knowing what you did. In the class? In the classroom. In the classroom, bro. Why be learning? I know someone gotta say, why does it smell like fish up in here? I know there was some ignorant person in class like, why does it smell like fish up in here? The classroom stinks. Like, why does it smell like, oh my gosh, bro. Because I know how it smells when you get, after you're done getting dirty in the room stinks. It stinks.
Shauna, can you grab like a bag out of there?
Honestly, I can't driver. No complaints tonight, though.
Can you get like a bag?
You gotta get some air freshener and psh, in that classroom, man. Hopefully she did that, but oh my gosh, bro. Ugh, disgusting.
Just in case she gets nauseous.
And for those who don't know what the differences in felonies are, usually whenever you hear like class 1 or class A felonies, it usually goes from either class A to class E, and then same thing for numbers.
Class A, these are the most serious felonies, often involving crimes like murder or treason. They can carry a life sentence or even the death penalty. Class B's, these are also serious felonies with a maximum prison sentence of 25 years or more. Class C, these felonies are punished by less than 25 years, but at least 10 years in prison. Class D, these are the less severe than Class C felonies with a prison term less than 10 years, but more than 5 years. Class C, these are the least severe felonies with prison sentences typically under 5 years. Oh my gosh, bro. She got Class A, didn't she? I bet this bitch got Class A.
It usually goes from class 1 to class 5. Class 1 is like the worst. That's usually the felony that you get when you have a chance at death penalty. It's usually murder. And then a class E or a class 5 would typically only hold prison sentences for no longer than 5 years. And as for Christina, she got 2 class 1 felonies and 1 class 2 felony.
Damn, she going underneath that jail. Is she gonna get the death penalty? I wonder.
Because Christina knew what she was doing was wrong. Ever since the very beginning, ever since she exchanged phone numbers with a student, ever since she switched the messaging from the portal at school to private.
Man, I never heard sentencing like that for any of the EDPs that Gideon Predator poses to them be catching, bro. Like I never heard them getting maybe I have, but I never heard them getting Class A. Or maybe I have. I don't know. I need to watch more EDP videos, bro. EDP watch videos. But yeah. Like some of the catches that Gideon be doing, bro. Like some of these dudes spend a day in jail, then get bailed out, bro. They immediately get bailed out. Like some of these counties be twisted, bro. And like Gideon's like having this whole entire thing with this other county. I don't know the details of the videos, but like apparently one of the cops called him an N-word. And like it's a whole entire story. I should react to it. But yeah.
Messaging. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew that by making Anon feel terrible about what he did, then that would make him become more scared to speak out what happened to him or speak against Christina at all. It puts him in a place where he feels like he can't say anything to anyone, and the only way to fix the situation is to tend to Christina and speak to Christina again. Christina took advantage of this 15-year-old boy's developing mind and made him believe that he was in love with her, and also made him believe that everything is fine, that this is normal, that this is something that everyone goes through.
And like my 15-year-old head, like I could just imagine, like, cause like me, I would think that I made it, like I made it, like I did it, bro. And like when she broke, when she would have broke things off, bro, I would have been devastated. I would have been crying, bro. I would have been absolutely devastated, bro. Like me as an adult, like I can not only feel nothing but the straight disgust.
Child in this situation does not have the capability yet to really understand what happened to them. And so that is why this person of authority, this adult, has so much control over this child, because since they don't have a developed mind, they can then distort their developing mind and make them believe certain things are okay even when they're not. And those things usually don't get healed until those children become full adults.
Right.
And so when Christina was officially arrested into DuPage County, from the DuPageCounty.gov website, there was a statement that said, quote, "The allegations against Mrs. Formella are extremely disturbing. It is alleged that she
Very
used her
disturbing.
position of trust and authority as a tutor and a coach to sexually assault a minor student. The type of abuse and behavior alleged in
And it's like she took steps, bro. Like she saw him get the injury. Then after he got the injury, she asked to be his tutor. After she asked to be his tutor, she was tutoring him, having conversations with him. Then she exchanged phone numbers with the boy. After she exchanged phone numbers with the boy, they messaged for days. After they messaged for days, she convinced him to have relations in the classroom with a automatic locked door in class. Like disgusting. That's disgusting. And after they did it, she found out that he was talking to another 16, 15-year-old boy. Then traumatized the little boy, broke up with him and everything, and now feels like the little boy's gonna come running back to her. Like what the is this shit, bro? What is going on?
this case will not be tolerated. I thank the Downers Grove Police Department for their efforts on this case and authorities at Downers Grove South High School for their cooperation in this matter. And when it came to Christina's trial, when she was put in front of a judge with everything that was shown on the DownersGrove.gov website, they explain, quote, "At her appearance, the court denied the state's motion to detain Formella pre-trial and released her with conditions including no entry into Downers Grove South High School and no contact with anyone under the age of 18.
So they just released her. Like, what is up with these counties, bro?
Formella's next court appearance will be on April 14th, 2025, in front of Judge Mia McPherson. So as far as Christina's first court appearance, there was no cameras allowed in the actual courtroom, but people were taking pictures as they were walking in. And as they were
What is up with these counties is letting pedophiles walk the street, bro? She's gonna find another victim. I'm just putting that out there. She's gonna find another victim. And it's gonna be too late.
walking in, you could see Christina holding hands with Michael, and he clearly has his wedding ring still on. This time around in her court appearance in April, this time you see Michael.
Oh, it already happened.
He's standing right next to her, but this time he has his hands in his pockets and kind of looking down and away from her. And as far as her court appearance in April, that's when Christina had pled not guilty to all of her charges. And so because of this, she will have a proper trial this year on June 17th. So literally just
June 17th. It is now. Wait, this year? When did this video come out? 5 months ago. So already happened. I wonder how it went.
in a couple of weeks. And at this time, the DuPage County is saying no cameras for the courtrooms because this case has to do with a minor. And sometimes in this situation, if you're going through something so traumatic as a minor, having video cameras and flashes of cameras like all around in the courtroom could make that situation 10 times more traumatic. So her trial date is set to be on June 17th, but as for now, that's all we know about the case. But yeah, that is all from me. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day today. If you guys found this video interesting, make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos as well. And I would love to hear all of your guys' thoughts and comments on the case in the comments below. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I will see you guys next week. Bye! Hello everyone, my name
W video. Shout out Hailey Elizabeth, man. Married his daughter, then murdered her. The case of, oh my god, I gotta react. I just discovered this channel. But yeah.
Christina.
That was a W video, bro. I wonder, what's her name? Do some research. I wonder. Not facing 70. So they're still doing updates. No one has, there's no videos saying flat out what her what it says, how much time she's doing. Unless I'm just
By this photo, you can tell.
I'm gonna react to that next. But yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. W video. I'm a edit it. But yeah. We're gonna end the recording. Alright guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the recording. This is going to be the longest video that I have on my channel, I'm pretty sure. Unless I got a war videos longer than this. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like this is the longest edited video on my channel. So if y'all could just please like the video if you stayed this long. Please like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, man. I had fun. And it's been your boy IEJ. Love y'all boys.